Bitcoin is the world's first globally accessible public money. Is it perfect? No. Neither was email when it was invented in 1972.
You probably can't outwork inflation no matter how hard you work.
It will be as significant for freedom, prosperity, and human flourishing as the birth of the internet.
If you have some money, you can't just store the money. If you want to keep your economic energy,
Unlike every other tool for sending money over the internet, it works without the need to trust a middleman.
What is Bitcoin and why do so many people believe that this is the future of money? I've curated the most powerful clips across the internet to give you a clear answer. No hype, no speculation, just the best explanation from the brightest minds. In under 8 minutes, you will understand how Bitcoin works and why this matters.
what is the role of money? It's like you did a lot of work and now you want to save up your money so that sometime in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you'll be able to afford to live. So you're storing economic energy. You could think of money as economic energy, just like you could think of fat as organic energy. You probably can't outwork inflation no matter how hard you work, unless you can grow your revenues. If you ask your boss for a raise 20% a year and you get it every single year, then yeah, maybe you can outrun inflation, but most people won't be able to do that. It breaks down as a store of value. That means that, yeah, you can store money for 12 to 36 months or maybe up to 10 years in the dollar. You can't store it for a lifetime. If you have some money, you can't just store the money. If you want to keep your economic energy, you have to gamble it or invest it. What is the significance of Bitcoin? Well, let me say it a different way. You just take your money, take everything you earn, you buy Bitcoin and you wait and it goes up 20 to 40% a year forever. Or you take your money and you invest it in a bank account and you get 3% after tax and everything goes up 10 to 15% a year in price and you just get poorer and poorer. What if I told you your money's going to be worthless next Monday? You would go out this weekend, make it decadence weekend, and you would just blow it all. You would buy anything. Things you don't need. It's like, if it's for sale, I'm just buying it. Coin actually solves the problem by saying, well, what if you just had a money that the government couldn't debase, the bank couldn't steal, that would last forever? When the government is telling you you should use a currency, the currency is the blood of your corporation or your family or your civilization. When I'm inflating the currency, I'm bleeding the civilization. And in the extreme, if you do this thought experiment, if I just double the currency supply in a banana republic and your company had whatever, $1 million worth of currency, but I double it and now it only buys half as much, and I double it again and it buys half as much again.
Now that you understand that money represents stored economic energy, let's shift gears and look at how Bitcoin works under the hood and why this technology could reshape the way our society operates.
Chairman Crapo, Ranking Member Brown, members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Peter VanValkenberg, and I'm the Director of Research at Coin Center, an independent nonprofit focused on the public policy issues affecting cryptocurrency and public blockchain networks. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency, and it works because of the world's first public blockchain network. What does Bitcoin do? It's simple. It lets you send and receive value to and from anyone in the world using nothing more than a computer and an internet connection. Now, why is it revolutionary? Because unlike every other tool for sending money over the internet, it works without the need to trust a middleman. The lack of any corporation in between means that Bitcoin is the world's first public digital payments infrastructure. And by public, I simply mean available to all and not owned by any single entity. Now, we have public infrastructure for information, for websites, for email. It's called the internet. But the only public payments infrastructure that we have is cash, as in paper money, and it only works in face-to-face transactions. Before Bitcoin, if you wanted to pay someone remotely, over the phone or the internet, then you could not use public infrastructure. You would rely on a private bank to open their books and add a ledger entry that debits you and credits the person you're paying. And if you both don't use the same bank, well, then there'll be multiple banks and multiple ledger entries in between. With Bitcoin, the ledger is the public blockchain, and anyone can add an entry to that ledger, transferring their Bitcoins to someone else. And anyone, regardless of their nationality, race, religion, gender, sex, or creditworthiness, can for absolutely no cost create a Bitcoin address in order to receive payments digitally. Bitcoin is the world's first globally accessible public money. Is it perfect? No. Neither was email when it was invented in 1972. Bitcoin's not the best money on every margin. It's not yet accepted everywhere. It's not used often to quote prices, and it's not always a stable store of value. But it is working, and the mere fact that it works without trusted intermediaries is amazing. It's a computer science breakthrough, and it will be as significant for freedom, prosperity, and human flourishing as the birth of the internet. And Bitcoin is just the beginning. If we can replace private payments infrastructure, then we can replace other private choke points to human interaction as well. Vulnerabilities are inescapable in systems that have single points of failure. It doesn't matter if the point of failure is a corporation or if it's a government. There shouldn't be a single point of failure. Similar choke points existed before the internet. If you wanted to deliver a message, you'd have to go through one of 3 television broadcasters or a handful of newspapers. Private corporations are essential, but no critical infrastructure should rely on 1 or 2. The internet removed single points of failure in communications infrastructure and ushered in a wave of competition among new media corporations building on top of its public rails. Blockchains can similarly disintermediate critical payments and IoT infrastructure. The technology is not yet ready to answer all of those questions today, but it is our best hope. And as with the internet in the 1990s, we need a light-touch, pro-innovation policy to ensure that these innovations flourish in America for the benefit and security of all Americans.
That was Bitcoin explained under 8 minutes through some of the best voices in the space. If this gave you clarity, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next curated breakdown. And if you're serious about understanding crypto, head over to block7.io. You'll find online courses, one-on-one consulting, and tons of free stuff that will help you to get deeper.